Hey everybody, MerryMichaelmas here with my first Wi-Fi battle video for Pokémon SoulSilver. Except my team's imported from Pokémon Diamond, but that's okay. My challenger today is David from VGChat. I don't know his YouTube channel off the top of my head. When I figure it out, I'll be sure to put it in the video description, so you can check it out over there somewhere. So he leads with Miltank, and I lead with Mammoth Swine Flu. He goes with Toxic first, which gives me the indication that it is a stall tank, Miltank, and I go with set up my Stealth Rocks, and he goes to set up his Stealth Rock as well, which is okay because neither of us have Pokemon that are really weak to Stealth Rock or Rapid Spinners or anything, so it's pretty much an even playing field. So I go with Earthquake, my standard heavy hitting damage dealing move, I guess. Does more than half, but thanks to Milk Drink, it does nothing because he heals it all off. But that's okay because I hit him back with a second Earthquake right here. So clearly I'm not going to be able to beat Miltank with just Earthquakes from Mammoth Swine Flu because it's just going to keep milk drinking every turn or something, I don't know. So I decided to make a switch here into my Spore Puncher Breloom, hopefully getting the Focus Punch, which will be super effective on Miltank and one hit KO it. But he switches out. I guess he doesn't want to stall me anymore with that, so he goes into Blastoise, which turns out to be a great switch for me because, well, Breloom's strong, grass, water, you know. So I decide to Spore first. Oh wait, here's the Toxic Orb kicking in, which will heal me thanks to my Poison Heal ability, which is great. So I leave the Spore first, you know, being on the safe side. I don't want to get Ice Beamed or something in case I don't kill it. In retrospect, I probably should have Seed Bombed because I would have one hit KO'd Blastoise, and he didn't switch on the first turn, but that's okay. So I predict a switch now because clearly I'm going to Seed Bomb. So I go for Focus Punch, hoping to do the most damage to whatever he switches in, but he turns out to make a great switch here into Venusaur, which is going to resist Focus Punch, and it would have resisted Seed Bomb too, even more so. So I'm glad I went with Focus Punch. I don't have Stone Edge yet on Breloom. I still have Leech Seed, so I'm going to switch out here into my Flameon Heatran, reference to Fantastic Four. I'm going to want to Fire Blast. Sludge Bomb did nothing because it's poison on Heatran Steel, which is a great switch for me. I thought he might predict a Fire Blast from me, so I thought he would have switched into his Flash Fire Houndoom, which you'll see later on, but he didn't. I'm not sure why. So I went with neutral Dragon Pulse. I guess if I was really predicting, I would have went with Earth Power instead, but I don't know. I guess I just went for something neutral like Dragon Pulse. Being Choice Scarfed, I can see that that's not going to do enough damage to Licky Licky, so I'm going to switch out into my Togekiss, and he knocks off the leftovers, but that's okay. And he gets a crit, but that's okay, like I said. So, yeah, my plan here was to use Aura Sphere, Fighting Attack, Strong against Licky Licky, and that's what I do, hoping that it will kill, but unfortunately it won't kill, so that's okay. I'll get him next time, I guess. So he goes for Toxic. Apparently he doesn't have anything that can do too much damage to me, or he just wants to stall me. So, yeah, that's going to end up being a pretty effective Toxic there, because that's going to end up killing me, as you'll see. But, yeah, he switches out here, predicting the Aura Sphere that I was going to send his way, but I predicted that, thankfully, so I went into Nasty Plot. So, yeah, that was a good predict on my part there, actually, not doing Aura Sphere. So, Poison wears me out further, and Spiritomb has leftovers, just like his entire team does. And he switches out again! I'm not sure why he switched out into Miltank. I have no idea what that switch is for. Maybe he just wants to save his Spiritomb for later, or he just wants to Death Fodder his Miltank, but I go for Air Slash here. Thankfully the Nasty Plot will help me KO Miltank. So, or maybe he expected like I wouldn't do Aura Spheres, so it wouldn't hit Miltank when it comes in, but whatever. So he goes into Sleeping Blastoise, which I'll be able to clean up here. I just picked some random moves, you know, in case he switches or something. I don't have anything super effective against Blastoise, so whatever. So Poison's gonna work its magic on me until I have, thankfully I live just a little bit, and I'm going to be able to take down Blastoise before I die. So we'll both die here after I use Aura Sphere. So Sleeping Blastoise is dead. Thankfully, now I can use Spore on Breloom. Thanks to Sleep Claws. He only has no more Pokemon falling asleep. No more sleeping Pokemon anymore, I mean. And so yeah, now we both send in some random guys. He goes back into Licky Licky, and I send back in my Heatran, Flameon Heatran. And Stealth Rock does damage to both of us, except he's really close to dying. I go for Fire Blast, which fails me, and he is able to pull off his explosion, which is going to surprisingly do quite a bit of damage to Heatran, even though it's resisted. Thankfully I survived with 14 HP, just enough to see what he has coming up next. I don't know. So I'm Choice Scarf though, and since I used Fire Blast, I'm stuck to Fire Blast. I'm assuming he has Flash Fire on his Houndoom and not Early Bird, so I'm going to switch out because I don't want to, boost up his fire attacks or anything. I switch out into Mamoswine Flu, which is going to die to Earth Pulse, sadly. I was hoping to pull off an Earthquake or something before I died. But that's okay. I go back into Heatran just to kill it off, because Stealth Rock is going to kill it. Meh. I could have saved that, that was pointless, but I decided just for fun I'd kill it off. So I send in Vaporeon, and this is where I make the biggest mistake I've ever made in Pokemon battling. I swear it's so dumb. I decide not to surf, and I decide to go to Fake Tears, predicting a switch into Venusaur or something. I'm like, why would he keep his Houndoom against my Vaporeon? Like, he should see a surf, and he made a great, I don't know what if he just decided like I wasn't going to surf, or he knew that I was going to overpredict, because I overpredicted twice. I went with a Wish, which turns out to be totally useless, and I die, getting 3-hit KO'd by Dark Pulse, when I could have killed him in any of those 2 turns with Surf. So failed. That was a bad play by me. Horrible. So I'm down to my last 2, and he has 3 left. I send an Electivire, he burns it, which is going to halve my attack, which is a great play by him, because Electivire is a pure physical attacker. So I go with Earthquake, super effective, Expert Belt, which is going to be able to kill Houndoom. So yeah, now we're both down to 2 Pokemon, and Electivire gets hurt further by the burn, and he goes into Venusaur. So yeah, I thought he was going to switch into Venusaur when I had Vaporeon out. So, oh man, I totally misplayed that. I still feel really bad about it. So I go for Ice Punch, hoping to kill Venusaur, but it doesn't. He goes for Leech Seed, which apparently shows that he doesn't have Earthquake. I assumed he had Earthquake earlier, which might have been why I switched, but I thought Venusaur's carried Earthquake. I decided not this one. Yeah. So I'll just finish it off with another Ice Punch, and now he's down to his last Pokemon, which is Spiritomb, except my Electivire is burned and Leech Seeded, so it's probably not going to survive very long at all. Plus it's down to less than half. So, oh man, Spiritomb comes out. Yeah. I don't even know. Thunder Punch? Oh yeah, that's right. I go for Thunder Punch because it's stab, and it's probably the strongest thing that I have. And I get a critical hit, which is great, but I'm not sure if it mattered because, well, you'll see, my Breloom is going to come in. My final Pokemon, we're down to our both down to our last. And yeah, Breloom is going to come in. He's going to use Go Breloom, Breloom, Spore, and then I'm going to just use 2 Seed Bombs, and that'll be it. So, good game, David. You put up a really good fight, especially since you had all UUNU. Oh yeah, about that. He had all UUNU because he decided to use those. That's what his team is made up of. And I don't have anything but OUs. And I would have used, a weaker team if I had it. Not a weaker team, but, a UUNU team. But I don't. I'll have to work on that. So be sure to check out David's channel. If you get a chance, it's in the video description. This has been MerryMichaelmas, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.